What's up, family? Back again. Okay, before we get to the cancellation of Fat Joe and the petition that has recently been put out by someone who I assume represents the FBA, the Foundational Black American Society or community, let me say it that way, I wanted to hit y'all with a little bit of a video from the Art of Dialogues channel where they recently, or about 4 or 5 months ago, they interviewed Kid Capri. Everybody know who Kid Capri is. Gotta love Kid Capri. But he sat down and gave his interpretation or his understanding of the history of hip hop, and he said some key things that we've been saying over the years. I mean, even before this whole Latinos and Africans creating hip hop side by side, long before this debate ever got started, we've always heard about the fact that people like Cab Calloway was rapping. I've always understood the Funky Drummer soundtrack, the Funky Drummer instrumental from James Brown was instrumental in creating the art of sampling. Okay, I already, that was something that was prevalent in my mind because I was trying to make music at one time. But yo, check this out.
I'm gonna be very honest with you, man. I don't like to really talk about things that I didn't see the beginning of, like the very first day it happened. But historically, I know this. Let's take it back. Hip hop didn't start with us. Hip hop started with people that came before us, right?
True that.
There's rap songs that was out in 1940. The Jubilees. You go and type up the Jubilees, you see them rapping. On point, bars, all that. This 1940s. James Brown created funk, which created hip hop.
True.
Right? So that gave us the feeling of what hip hop is. All right, so he's the beginning of hip hop, right there. All right. So with that being said, rap music was created because kids needed a voice. And when you put people in a place where they don't have a voice, they're going to create something that's going to give them something that's going to shine. And what it happened to be was rap music and hip hop. They took it from what it was and made it in a modernized time. 1973 is when Herc did the big party, right?
DJ Kool
But it was
Herc.
going on before Herc. It just Herc found a way. It found a way to bring it in a way where everybody could be involved.
And the reason you have to put DJ Kool Herc in it is because DJ Kool Herc, he's I believe he has a Caribbean descent.
But funk music was already made. Funk music was made by James. Bring it in a way where everybody can be involved. Because funk music was already made. Funk music was made by James, right? 67, 68. So it was there. Herc took those records and brought it to the forefront. So that's why he's so iconic. You see what I'm saying? But those records were there. I got records, funk records from 1968, 69, 70, 67, at the end of 67, and he was the one that showed everybody what it is.
Hey, it's Timu Morpheus. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, share. Hey Trinity, you getting this?
You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yo, can somebody tell me in the comments if I'm right on this? So I am a funk fan. I am a Parliament Funkadelic fan. Can somebody tell me, because it seems like a lot of people always leave out George Clinton, you know what I mean? And the fact that to me, George Clinton was like the first person rapping full time, or Parliament Funkadelic was for me, the first people who was rapping full time in the era of what could be considered, the starting point of hip hop in those 70s or whatnot, like Kid Capri is talking about. George Clinton was George Clinton was like one of the first, I wasn't in the 60s, but to me, George Clinton, hearing him all of the time, the way he was actually putting down his thing, because yes, he could sing, but he was more about putting down raps. He was rapping on a lot of those records. Okay, he was rapping on the records. A few other band members, they were tagging along also. I thought I had this phone charged up overnight. This thing about to go dead. Ain't this thing crazy? But anyway, yeah, y'all. But next I'm going to get into the actual cancellation of Fat Joe, or what is perceived to be the cancellation of Fat Joe with this new cancellation order. And I got that. I was watching that video on my favorite YouTube channel, Hip Hop Uncensored with Sam Ant and Oh God.
Foundational Black Americans have filed a petition against Fat Joe, calling for his immediate cancellation unless he issues an apology. Now, he says, as a foundational Black American, I find myself increasingly disturbed by the conduct and rhetoric of the white Hispanic rapper Fat Joe. His comments towards foundational Black Americans have been consistently disrespectful and bigoted. He went on to say,
true that.
Moreover, this blatant use of racial slurs coupled with the audacious claims that Latinos and men in hip-hop perpetuates harmful stereotypes and creates a culture of misinformation. Parker also criticized the rapper's equality, disturbing actions and past as a convicted felon, including his public possession of firearms. Now, the petition urges the music industry, fans, and platforms to hold Fat Joe accountable, calling for his cancellation until he issues an apology, and they want him to forego sensitivity training. Now, as we know, this happened.
Shout out to Oh God and Sam Ant. Hip Hop News Uncensored, baby. All right, Hip Hop News Uncensored. All right, so the Fat Joe thing. So for me, like I said before, dude been talking greasy, you know what I mean? And for me, I just think that this is one of the ways he's been trying to keep himself relevant, because he says a lot of greasy things. He don't just talk greasy about Black people. He talks greasy about a lot of people, you know. A lot of people, some of the people he's been talking about, it's not in the context of them being Black. It's more in the context of them being rappers or being like some celebrity who did something stupid, and it's like a story he's telling from the past, you know. A lot of times that's the motivation. But here lately, I mean, let's be honest. Come on, y'all tell me when the last time Fat Joe had a hit record. I mean, and if it's been more than 3-4 years, then yeah, this is just a ploy, in my opinion, to try and stay relevant at the expense of Black people, the people who actually put you on. You know, hey, this ain't gonna be the last time we gonna see this for everybody. I mean, yeah, he came out, and I understood it. I was watching I was scrolling through my feed, and I was noticing that a lot of people had a lot of different videos with a lot of different titles about him being fired from being able to host the BET Awards. And then, you know, I ran across the video where he said, you know, he stepped down. With him saying that he's stepping down from the BET Awards, and he never dealt with, he never said anything about people saying that he was canceled from the BET Awards or that BET had fired him. No, that hadn't been released yet as far as I know. All I know is that when he got on the last podcast I saw him on, or the last platform I saw him on, he was saying that he was stepping down because 2 Chainz wanted to do it. And that BET, you know, they don't know it yet, but yeah, he's stepping down because 2 Chainz says that he would love to do it and he wanted an opportunity to do it, so Fat Joe is going to step down. I don't believe that. No, somebody smarter than you got in your ear and told you, yeah, why don't you step down, because it ain't going to look good for you to go out there on Black entertainment television, okay, the way you have spoken about Black people, okay, in this instance, okay. What do y'all think? For me, no, maybe they hadn't given him the call yet, but like I said, somebody smarter than him told him, and maybe that was a moment for him. Maybe he woke up in that moment and said, "Man, I ain't going out here in front of these Negroes I done talk bad about." Maybe that's it. You know what I mean? Y'all tell me, get in the comments and let me know, okay?
Don't you ever let anybody take your power from you.